Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I'm so excited to be filming again. I had some time today and I was like, I really want to film the look I'm doing because I'm going to a birthday party and I'm in a very summery top. It's this linen beige and it has like these really cute palm tree leaves all over it. And I was just like, okay, I want something kind of a coral peach to go with this outfit. I have matching pants too. I'm going to start with foundation. I'm using Estee Lauder Double Wear. Can we talk about the reformulation? You guys, it is criminal, okay? Criminal that they reformulated this. I literally bought 3 bottles as a backup because I'm addicted to this foundation. I'm not interested in hunting for a new foundation, you know what I mean? They definitely ruined the formula. From what I've heard, I think it was Risa Does Makeup talk about it, and she said that it was really thin and sheer and they added like skincare into it, which is such an eye roll. I mean, come on. Why is every brand adding skincare into their base products? Like, we don't care. We literally don't care. We have our own skincare routines. Like, I don't want niacinamide in my foundation. Sorry. I think a lot of people feel that way from what I've seen on YouTube. I know they came out with a concealer too. I'd be interested to try it because it does mimic this old foundation formula. But I'm trying to use up my Shape Tape right now. And I have a whole nother bottle of Shape Tape because I got it for free as a gift. Free. It's free, but I mean, I spend so much money at Ulta, like, is it really free? It's the Diamond Gift. And I actually, can you believe I had never used Shape Tape prior to that? Like, even during its heyday in 2016, I never bought Shape Tape. I was always using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, which is such a throwback. But I used to use that and, oh, the Cover FX concealer. Oh my god. R.I.P. to her. I tried to get it on eBay too, but I think I was too late because a lot of shades were sold out and they only had like the really dark shades, which I could like use as contour, but I was like, I've never really been one to use concealer as a contour. Like, I know people do that, like they do their whole face with concealer. Like, it'll be their skin tone matches their foundation and then they'll put a lighter shade as their highlight and a darker shade as their contour slash bronzer. But I've just never been that person. Now I'm using the Bobbi Brown corrector in the shade Peach. Can't even count how many of these I've gone through, and just this alone makes such a big difference. Like, wow. Also, the reason that Estee Lauder even reformulated their foundation in the first place, because a lot of people were confused why, it's because the EU is always banning ingredients, and you know, good for them. Like, they should be. The FDA should take some notes, and basically they banned the ingredient cyclopentasiloxane, and it just gives like the foundation a very smooth feeling. I'm doing Shape Tape now. This is the shade Light Medium Sand. That was like a huge ingredient in the original Double Wear formula that made it so nice and smooth and blurring. And what Estee Lauder did, instead of like reformulating it just for the EU, it was cheaper probably for them to reformulate the whole thing instead of just do it region by region. So they just reformulated the whole foundation and like pushed that out. Yeah, it's just a tragedy. But I still have 3 bottles left. Well, 3.5 if you're counting the one I'm using right now. And I think after I'm out of it, there will be another foundation on the market that like I'm willing to try. If I, God forbid, you know, if I didn't get my replacement bottles, I think I would have gone with the House Labs Triclone foundation because I've heard really good things about that, and they also have olive shades. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in black. I actually need another one of these. I'm not going to buy a foundation that I have to make the shade work. Like, I literally hate doing that. And I'm so sorry, but if you can't get my shade, why would I give you my money? Like, I'm not going to mix some corrector into it. I'm not going to finesse it with brighter concealer or contour. Like, I'm just truly not interested in that. And being olive, like, it is harder to find foundations that match, but when I do find them, I buy them. Okay, now I'm going in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Wax. This is in the darkest shade, which is 6. It's like a super, super dark brown, but it's also ashy, so it kind of passes as black. And I got this after I finished up my Gimme Brow, which I think you can see in one of my shorts that I did. I literally took out the stopper and everything and I scraped that bottle clean because I really loved the Gimme Brow formula. But I really wanted to try this one because it seemed like it had more hold, and it definitely does. It's a little more finicky to use though because the product is a little bit more wet. I feel like Gimme Brow is pretty dry and it just kind of like gives you that fibery brow hair sort of look, whereas this does both. It's a fiber type of thing, but it also has a lot of hold. and I definitely need the hold because my brow hairs get really long in between appointments. Like I only get my brows done every 8 weeks. It's not like I need to go any more frequently. I also don't mind like having like the unruly eyebrow look. Like it's not that big of a deal to me. Okay, brows are done. Hopefully I didn't let this concealer sit for too long. Maybe I did. But I'm just gonna blend it out. Okay, I think we're fine. But yeah, see how brightening and like intense this is? It's kind of crazy. And I'm gonna take this on my eyelid too. I can't believe I was one who like never put concealer on my lids. Like, isn't that kind of crazy? There are so many like weird makeup quirks that I have had over the years that I look back and I just don't understand why or how I did certain things. Like, I used to never put eyeshadow on my lower lash line. Like, I literally only started doing that within like the last 2 years, which is unbelievable. It just makes your eyes look so much more done and also a little bit bigger. I think the reason I was always like hesitant to do that is because I have kind of deep set eyes already, and I always thought that if I put the shadow like down here, it would make my dark circles look worse, which sometimes if I'm not careful it can, but I just have to use a really small detailed brush and keep it very tight to the lash line. My other issue was that I was also using brushes that were too big. Like, I'll show you. For example, I have this MOTD Masterpiece Crease brush, which is pretty big. Like, this is kind of a big brush to use under your eye. I mean, it literally says crease. I don't know why I ever used it under my eyes. I recently got the MAC 219S brush, and this is so much smaller. It's literally half the size. Like, you can even see the domes. Okay, now I'm gonna powder my face, and I'm gonna use the Hourglass Veil Powder, and it's just the loose one. And I have the shade Translucent Medium, because the regular translucent one makes me look really ashy, and I'm not about that life. I remember when Laura Mercier first came out with her translucent powder, she only had one shade, which was translucent, and I used it like religiously, but the issue was that it was ashy, but I literally had no other option, so I was just using it. And I'm using the Sephora Velvet Puff. This is a new thing I started doing probably like a year ago. Before that, I literally was not using powder because I don't know. I actually literally don't know. And it's gonna look really powdery, obviously, because I'm caking my face in powder. But, ooh, shoot, you know what I forgot? I always actually do my brow gel after all my makeup is done, because sometimes powder gets in the brows, but it's whatever. Hopefully it's not too bad. I can make it work. And I literally go all over my face because I don't like I like to be able to do this. I don't like having like a wet foundation feel. It's disgusting to me. Not to be dramatic or anything, but I really don't like it. I like that smooth velvety look and that smooth velvety feel. Okay, let's move on to the fun stuff. I'm going to take the MAC bronzer in Matte Deep Golden. I really love this. My sister gave this to me. Shout out to her, because the only bronzer I had was this NARS one, which, guys, I hit serious pan on her. But I wanted a bronzer without shimmer, and she had this, but she never used it, and I would always ask her if I could borrow it, and she was just like, take it. So thank you to my sis. A habit I've always had is I take all my eyeshadow right to the inner corner, and I realized recently that you just don't have to do that, and it is kind of muscle memory, so it's like hard for me to not, but I really try to make an effort, because I kind of just like a more controlled eyeshadow placement. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier too with the big brushes. I think I have been using brushes that are just a little big, and because they're big, I've just been blending out and blowing out every shadow, but you don't always have to do that. So now I'm going to take MAC Melon Pigment, and this is Gorge, like, can you even? And I'm literally just going to take what's on the cap because there's so much on here. And I'm going to use this MAC 233 brush, pick it up like that. And I'm also going to blend it into the back of my hand because that's like a lot of product. I'm just putting this on my lid. So pretty, oh my god, so pretty and so subtle, but like impactful enough. I don't want any harsh lines for this look. This is like supposed to be soft, beachy. Oh, dropped a little bit of the pigment. Thankfully it was just from the lid. And I'm just blending these together. And yes, I know I'm going in the inner corner, but there's like barely anything left on my brush. I'm just trying to blend this part here. Okay, so cute. Also, another thing that I've started doing recently that I've never done before, and when I say recently, I mean like last half of 2025 to now, always used to put on lid colors with my finger, and not understanding that that really impacts the intensity of the shade. Like, it's going to be very intense if you put it on with your finger because your finger has oils in it, it's warm, it's going to heat up the product even slightly, whereas the way I'm doing it now, it's just kind of like a dusting, which is what I want. And I never really knew how to get that look before. I was like, how do people get such a light, you know, a wash of a color almost? And it's because they were not applying the shadow with their fingers. So that's something else I've been doing. And what I'm going to do as well, with that same brush, it has a little bit of melon on it still, which is fine. I'm just going to take the bronzer and kind of dip that in like that, and then put this on the lower lash line. I feel like black liner might be a little harsh for this look, so I do want to use the brown. And this is Tiramisu by Sephora. And I'm just... Was there a sticker on this? Oh my god. I was like, why is it so foggy, guys? I'm just gonna smudge this. Another thing I've been doing, not winging my eyeliner. Crazy, I know. I am the wing queen. I've literally done winged liner since like 8th grade. Okay, so this is a very new territory for me, but I feel like it's very millennial to not wing your eyeliner, and it's very Gen Z to wing your eyeliner. So that's what makes me feel like it's vintage. No offense to millennials. I'm not calling you old. I'm saying I like your makeup style. But just a little teensy bit. Like, I'm not even going to do the full line, just on the outer half. Which again is so millennial inspired. Okay, that's all I'm doing for that eye. Same thing on this eye now. And you see how it just adds a little bit of definition without being crazy? Like, it doesn't, just because you're wearing eyeliner, it doesn't mean it has to be the focus of the look. And that is what I missed for so long. Like, that's what I just was not understanding. Okay, eyeliner is done, and I'm going to use mascara now. This is the Macstack Elevated Mascara, and I just have a little sample of this, but I really like it. I got it with some Ulta purchase, I think when I got Fix Plus, and it's literally such a good mascara. Like, one coat gives you such a cute look, and then if you wait just a little bit for the first coat to dry and you go over like the outer corner of your lashes with the second coat, fire. I'll show you guys. Okay, so this is one coat. As you can see, very impactful by itself, but it still somehow looks natural. Like, it's a very natural mascara, but it can be built up so easily because whatever's on here already, like after you've put mascara on this eye, is enough to get that extra drama on the outer lashes. So I'm just gonna coat the outers like that. And look at the difference. So pretty. I honestly feel like I might buy the full size, and I never buy high-end mascara because I never felt the need to, but this is just so good. And again, not re-dipping, I'm just gonna do my bottom lashes now because I don't want like a super dramatic look. I just want to darken the lower lashes. Otherwise it just looks like they're not even there because there's powder all over them. Okay, the eyes are done. Now moving on to the face. I want that beachy sort of look, and I think Gingerly is the blush to give that look. So I'm going to use the 168 brush. Yes, this is the natural hair goat hair brush, which is freaking amazing. Oh my god, that color, you guys. This is a recent purchase too. Like, I recently got back into MAC. Like, it was when, what really started the renaissance for MAC for me was when they reformulated their lipsticks, because I was like, wait, I never even got a chance to buy the original ones because I was just not a lipstick person. And I think I say that in one of my previous videos too, that like I'm not a lipstick person, I'm a liner and a gloss person, which is the most Gen Z thing, by the way. I was like just sleeping on lipstick this whole time because it just like felt so like grandma-y to me. Like, I don't even know, that sounds so silly to say, but it just felt so like older lady to like pull out a lipstick and put it on. I was just like, I'm not a lipstick person. And I just never, like, I found only a few colors that I liked, and I was like, it seems like whatever color I want in a lipstick can just be achieved by a liner and gloss, because I also never wore matte lips. I would always wear gloss, unless it was like 2016, then I was always wearing a liquid lip. But you know what I mean, like, I just feel like it was never really a Gen Z thing to be into lipstick, and now I am, because I'm just obsessed with MAC, really, is what it is. It's not like I'm into lipsticks again, I'm into MAC lipsticks. Ever since they like reformulated the lipsticks, I actually bought like 5 or 6 of them, and I sold them all because, you guys, I found out that the original formula is superior. The original packaging is superior, and I just felt so sad that I missed out on it, and I was like, I'm not even going to, like, I'm going to boycott the new lipstick line because I don't approve of this new packaging or the color like reformulations, because not only did they redo the packaging, right, they changed the colors, and I don't know why MAC does this a lot. Like, they reformulate a lot of stuff and just piss off their customer base. Like, I'm boycotting it, but I was like buying MAC eyeshadows and blushes and everything else, and I discovered a little app called Mercari, and you can buy used and new makeup on there, which is crazy to me. I didn't know people were in the market for used makeup. I became slightly addicted to Mercari, and the way I justify it, because I'm also like trying not to spend a lot right now, like I'm on a clothing no buy, but what I do is I sell all of the old makeup that I don't want anymore, and people buy it. Like, people are literally willing to buy used makeup because they'll just sanitize it and use it themselves. And so I was just like, oh my god, I have so much stuff that I don't want, and I literally sold so much stuff, and I've made almost $400 on Mercari. And what I do with that money is I keep it in the app, because you can transfer it out to your bank account, or you can keep it in the app and use it to shop. So I've used it to shop, and I have gotten my hands on so many discontinued MAC lipsticks that I never got the chance to buy, that I always wanted, but then that I wanted when I was a kid, because I saw YouTubers and stuff using them. I would say like late 2025, when I started building up my MAC lipstick collection. And I'll show you guys this little container. These are all the MAC lipsticks that I have, and I also have glosses. These short glosses you can still get, but these taller ones are dazzleglasses. You can't get these anymore, but I get them on Mercari. And I have like some of the most popular colors that I've always wanted when I was a kid, and I just never got because I couldn't afford them, but now I can, and it's just so exciting. And I feel like it's, in a way, like fulfilling this childhood dream of mine. At the same time, it's making me like love makeup again. Not to say that I never loved makeup, because I always have, but I definitely have like ebbed and flowed in my obsession, I guess you could say. These are all my liners. These I actually got all from Ulta. And also what I do now is, whenever I have enough Ulta points, I just literally get all MAC stuff. Like, most of the lipsticks, like I have a few of the limited edition discontinued ones from Mercari, but a lot of the like permanent line lipsticks and glosses I have gotten through my points at Ulta, because like if you get like 2,000 points, it equals out to like $125 in rewards. That's like 5 lip products. And I also do it at a point where there's a sale and stuff is 20% off, so I can get one more lipstick. And I only accrue points from like stuff that I would buy anyway. Like, I'm not an extravagant Ulta purchaser, so it takes me time to build up those points, because I'm only buying stuff I need, like body lotion, body wash, face lotion, like boring stuff like that, like shampoo, conditioner. But it works because I was going to spend that money anyways, and I have points from it. Why not spend the points on something that I love? By the way, something that annoys me, why is this top flat and all the other ones are pointed? Like, that really triggered me. I don't know why, but I saw that and I was like, oh my god, should I return it? Because I'm literally that crazy. Like, I was considering returning it just because I didn't like the flat top, and I was like, you know what, I'm actually too lazy, so I just didn't. Going to line my lips now. I'm not gonna overline, just, you know, do it within my lip lines. Another thing I realized that I want to tell you guys too. I'm just so chatty because I have not filmed in so long that I feel like I have to tell you guys everything. I also, like, a new makeup thing that I've started doing is I have like not used very dark lip liners in a long time. And what I mean by that is, I always thought that like lip liner that was close to your skin tone was pointless, because like I thought the point of lip liner was to define your lips, and it is. But Definition and deepening are two different things. You can still define something without deepening it up by using a crisp line. And that is what I also did not understand with lip liner, that I thought every lip liner had to be dark and be visible to be purposeful. But that's not true. And I'll show you with Oak, because Oak is really not that much darker than my actual lip line, but it still does something. I have to basically like create the lip line to match this side. Like my top lip line is very like, it's not defined, like it really blends into my skin. So I have to almost like redraw it, because like when I cover it up with concealer and foundation, I literally just can't see it. So guys, another thing that I have been doing with my makeup is using exclusively cool tones. Okay, basically, skin is comprised of mainly 3 colors: red, yellow, and blue. You can have a varying level of each of those pigments, so to speak, and olive people, the reason they look more green is because they have less of that red pigment, which lets the blue and yellow show up more, that combine to make green. Now, if you're a warmer olive, you lean more yellow, and if you're a cooler olive, you lean more blue. I am a warm olive, and I've always leaned very yellowy golden, but I'm also still really green, and I find that instead of leaning into the warmth and using warm tones, I look better in neutral or cool tones. It's so funny because someone actually told me this at Ulta. It was this older lady, and she told me something really interesting, that I should wear cool tones because I'm warm toned. And I was like, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I've always been told the opposite by everybody on the internet. If you have a warm skin tone, you look better in warm things. And she was like, no, because you have that yellowness in your skin, if you go warm, you're gonna look even more yellow. She was like, if you want to get closer to neutral and not look super, super yellow, wear cool tones. And I literally did not believe her. And she could tell, and she was like, I know you don't believe me, you think I'm old, like you think I don't know what I'm saying. And I was like, no, it's not that, like I've just never been told that, like it's just so unusual. And she was like, I know, but try it. I think I'm gonna go in with Hug Me today, which is a lesser glass, because it has that same kind of peachy tone. I kind of just like it like that. In fact, I might add just a little bit of Bare Necessity Dazzleglass right in the center. Okay guys, that is the finished look. I'm not going to use setting spray because this makeup isn't going to be on for like 8 hours, so I don't really need it, and I powdered a lot, so it should be sufficient. That is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.